Isn't it funny how one small decision can have consequences that ripple through history? Or are we victims of a predetermined path? Was it chosen for you the day you visited your favorite woods on your 10th birthday? Was it destiny that the royal family were hunting there at the same time? From a tree on high, you watched as Prince Vuldar and Princess Osen laughed, talked, and tracked wild animals without a care in the world. And you watched in helpless horror as a stray arrow bolted through the trees, hitting the prince in the chest like a lightning strike. Just like that, the prince was dead. And when the princess found you standing over her brother's dead body, it felt as though the gods were playing a cruel trick on you all. In the panic and confusion, you ran from the scene as fast as your legs would carry you. Fueled by rage and grief, the king demanded the head of any child who fit your description. Fearing for your life, your father asked a friend to bring you far away. Away from the king's wrath. In the middle of the night, you were taken from your home and brought away on horseback. In tears, you called out to your mother, but it was too late. Your old life was over. For years, you hid from the royal family, your resentment growing. You heard stories of your homeland, the rise and fall of a rebellion, the death of the king, and the reign of the evil Queen Osen. But on the eve of your 20th birthday, your guardian, the man who smuggled you out of Carvinia and kept you safe all these years, was brutally killed by a mysterious assassin. As he died in your arms, his hand clutched a coin with a strange sigil emblazoned upon it, a clue. Now, you have returned to your homeland for answers. Through choice or through fate, vengeance would be yours. But how will you fare in a land you no longer recognize?
Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're taking a look at Bellwright. Bellwright is an open-world survival RPG where you build settlements, recruit villagers, manage your own growing community, and eventually lead a rebellion against an oppressive kingdom. As your village expands, you'll gather resources, assign jobs, construct buildings, and slowly build an army capable of taking on the crown. On paper, it has everything fans of medieval survival and colony management games could ask for. Before we could even start playing, though, we ran into our first problem. Co-op simply refused to work. We spent nearly half an hour trying to get into the same game, restarting Steam, reopening the game, and waiting for it to update somehow eventually fixed the issue. But to be honest, we still have no idea what actually solved it. It was a frustrating first impression. Once we finally got into the game, things improved. The progression system is satisfying. Building your settlement is rewarding, and watching your small camp slowly grow into a functioning village feels great. Recruiting villagers, expanding your workforce, and unlocking new buildings creates a strong sense of progression. Unfortunately, the game is constantly held back by its own mechanics. The biggest issue is how incredibly tedious many basic actions are. Building something as simple as a house requires clicking on nearly every individual construction piece, one by one. It quickly starts feeling less like building a village and more like playing a click every white dot simulator. The same problem exists throughout the game. Hunting an animal? You collect every single resource individually. Building structures? More clicking. Managing equipment? Even more clicking. After a while, the amount of repetitive interaction becomes exhausting. instead of immersive. Village management also needs a lot of work. The AI often ignores priorities you assign to workers. Villagers frequently perform tasks they shouldn't be doing, while more important jobs are left unfinished. Logistics can become frustrating as workers waste time moving resources back and forth instead of actually being productive. Equipment management is another headache. Even if you carefully assign better armor and tools, many villagers simply ignore your settings. Instead, you have to walk over to individual NPCs and manually manage their equipment one by one. Speaking of NPCs, the voice acting stood out, but unfortunately, not in a positive way. The developers state that much of the current voice work was generated using AI during development, and it definitely shows. Many conversations feel unnatural and emotionally flat, making it difficult to connect with the characters. That said, despite all of these frustrations, we still found ourselves enjoying the game. The core idea behind Bellwright is genuinely strong. Building your own medieval settlement,
I understand.
growing your village,
Go both ways.
managing workers,
However,
and leading a rebellion is a fun gameplay loop.
From Carvenia.
That's exactly why the game's current problems are so disappointing.
Couldn't help but notice that
They prevent an otherwise excellent concept from reaching its full potential.
Some sort.
If the developers continue improving the AI, reduce the excessive micromanagement, streamline the building system, and polish the overall experience, Bellwright could easily become one of the best games in its genre. But in its current state, it often feels less like relaxing entertainment and more like a second job. Overall, Bellwright has an excellent foundation buried underneath several frustrating design decisions. There's a lot to like here, but there's also a lot that still needs improvement. Our final score for Bellwright is 6 out of 10.
Yes?
Enjoy the rest of the gameplay,
Yes, maybe.
and we'll see you in the next video.
I'm going to excuse your rudeness just this once. I could use your assistance. As an outsider, you have a unique outlook that we could greatly... This situation is one we've tried to solve without violence. It's regarding an inhabitant of Herndeen, Lubomir, a hunter. Tread carefully. This isn't mercenary. Brigands were constantly warning him, throwing him out. And then so he left, to calm him. And the problem is that the brigands are relentless, and sooner or later, the brigands will find him, and when they do, there won't be a second chance. Warn him. Tell him how he might be a disturbance, but he still is one of us. He's not a bad fella, just kept to himself. She's very connected to everyone in the village. Do talk to her. She will be of great help to you, not simply regarding this situation with Lubomir, but even with other matters, like that sigil of yours. Thank you. He might not agree with you at first, and so, just to be compelling.
We don't get many new faces around here, at least ones that aren't brigands. That sounds ill-boding for me. What do I owe the pleasure of such a recommendation? You're not from here, so why involve yourself in a quarrel? So you returned. Not sure that was the wisest decision, our accent gave it away. But I've become quite keen on, regardless of your intentions or motives for helping us. Lubomir is a son of... When the rebellion failed, many fled. When the brigands came, but do talk with him. Make him see that he's in danger. Perhaps you'll find his camp path, and after you have freed yourself...
Oi, careful.
Forgive me, I didn't mean to be in your way.
Why are you wandering around alone in these woods? Haven't you heard about the wolves and you found me? What do you want, stranger?
Dobron. What else did he say? Spineless bastard. Probably he just want to get rid of me for good.
Because he does nothing for the everything he does is around pleasing the brigands.
Oh, gladly. Some time ago, one of the brigands kicked my dog in the ribs. The poor boy died the day after. I could not let it slide. So I walked to this Dobron came and apologized on my behalf. And can you imagine? I was the victim in this situation. At least Amelie supported me. This was the start of our argument. Maybe. But he could at least apologize to me in private for Anyway, that's all. Or do you want to talk about something else? So he wants me out of the village now. He can kiss my ass. No, I'm no longer going to do what he'd tell me to. Maybe I even move closer to the village. Called other hunters for help? We have those. I trained them personally. Maybe you're right. Maybe I feel bad now. I can't return to my own village. What do you think? A new purpose? Tell me, stranger. Where are you from? Lowlands, maybe? You know, maybe we are similar. Two fellow lowlanders. I'm sure that the greenhorn like you could use some guidance. All right, I promise. Now let's get to work. We need to set up a proper camp and take care of food. Don't you worry. I'll show you everything. And let's give some traps to Dobron. I don't want to leave the village without a goodbye gift, so we better hurry up. But in case we won't make it until dark, we can sleep at my camp tonight. I have a spare bedroll. Tomorrow...
Forward! Follow closely. Stay together. Follow me! Onward!
Yes? Is there something you want? Not much to talk about. As you know,
Oh! Follow me! Now! Follow me! Oh! Follow my lead!
Your place to sleep is finished. It's not Ashburn's chambers. Now we need to prepare a place for me to sleep. Then we will take care of Enough talking, pup. Let's get back.
Ha!